Everybody, welcome back. It is the final game of our 2 days of TTRPGs for Fisher House Foundation or streaming for Fisher House Foundation. So we are here to finish out strong with some very dear friends, some of whom have been away for a while. But I'm going to let certain people, introduce themselves, and then we can start with why don't we start with directly below me on the overlay. Save the best for last. Hey, pirate, how you doing? How's the
Oh,
West Coast treating you?
I mean, if you're saving the best for last, it is therefore entirely appropriate to start with me. Correct. Well done.
I
No,
figured,
left coast is no, left coast is treating me very well for certain reasons. I am currently extremely glad to now be living in California. This feels like an excellent decision of forward planning on my part. But yes, hello, I'm Chris Kinneas, aka the Painting Pirate, he, him pronouns, variety streamer, miniature painter, general shenanigans, rapscallion, and roustabout. And today I will be playing Reginald. His pronouns are also he, him.
I am here for all of this, and I cannot wait for all of the fun that will emerge. Hey Simon, how you doing?
Hello. I'm good. Hi, everyone. I'm Simon at Wandering DM. I use he, him pronouns. And for those who don't know me, I'm a streamer and a game designer.
Okay, Simon. FYI, your mic just peaked and then dropped for like a half second, so then it popped back.
Whoop.
There we go.
Give me a second.
But that means I can bring back literally the best for last because my dear friend Kelly is back, and I have not had a stream or played a game with Kelly in a number of years. We don't need to talk about how many. Just a number.
I was trying to figure out. I'm like, I don't think I was 30 yet, so it's been a minute. um, so, hi, I'm Kelly. You can find me most places now. Actually, Midnight Sass. And I'm excited to be back. This is my first time streaming in several years again, so I'm a little bit rusty. I don't roll 20 for anything anymore because I am one of the blessed few that has not one but two in-person D&D groups these days. Uh, that actually manages to meet on a regular schedule.
Okay, now
I'm
you're just
blessed.
bragging.
I know. Yeah, yeah. I also live in Minnesota now, so you know. Really hit the bragging. But yeah, I'm just excited to be here and be back with some old and some new faces to me, at least.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are currently raising money for Fisher House Foundation. Fisher House provides care, housing, and support for veterans and their families when members of either the veteran or members of their family need medical treatment at any of the VA or DoD hospitals around the world and around the country. They provide a great service for people on the worst days of their lives. We are here to round out the night. We are currently at $750, and we of our $1,000 goal, this Battle of the Branches event, which, by the way, there's a little tab on the donation thing where you can vote for what is the best branch, and the answer is Coast Guard. Just saying, for entirely personal reasons. Also, they're the only branch that has a peacetime mission, so there we go. But if you can help donate, that would be great. Even if you can't donate, we totally understand. Share the link around, post it out there on Twitter and Blue Sky and Hive and Instagram or any of the social media devices that you feel are going to continue to rule over our existence for the current age. It helps get a lot more eyes on it. You can also donate to affect the game. You can donate to give the players advantage or a crit, or give me advantages or crits, or donate to make things worse for the players. You could also donate to give them magic items, I guess, if you wanted, or a boss fight. And But this finale is 2 days of fun and 2 days of drama. All of the characters are all of you fine characters, adventurers, are nominally sponsored by the Temple of Torm. The temple is reached out to a bunch of these low-level adventurers because a lot of locals will go and complain to the temple about stuff like, the farmer down the street, he has an infestation of zombie hands, right? Like, that's not an issue that Drizzt Do'Urden is going to take on. That's above his pay grade. So far below his pay grade, it's like not even in the same stratosphere. But it's still an issue that needs to get dealt with. The random cursed anthropomorphized cow that's stealing people's pegs' legs and wandering around the woods. Not a, major hero problem, just a minor hero, minor issue. So the Temple of Torm has started this program where they encourage young and up-and-coming adventurers and say, look, if you kind of will take advice and, let us tell you about these issues that keep popping up and when people talk to us in the various temples, we will kind of help you out. Each time you take one of these, we'll give you 3 standard healing potions per adventurer, per adventure. You also get a little badge, nice little membership badge. It is not a get out of jail free card. It might be a get out of speeding ticket card, but, if it kind of encourages like people like the Flaming Fist or the various guards to be like, oh no, they're working for the Temple of Torm, so they're not really going to pay attention to stuff like breaking and entering. Public murder, though, still a problem. Still strongly discourage that, particularly because Torm, is a really popular with paladins. It's kind of his thing. Public murder, not so great. So the three
What
of
about
you,
private murder?
if you don't know, if nobody knows about it, then it's not a problem.
Excellent.
I'm sorry. Oh, I said that out loud. I've been hanging out with the other Kelly a little too much. But, Cormyr. Cormyr is unique in Faerun. They've regulated a lot of things in Cormyr. They also like to believe they're the last bastion of the, old empire. Whether that's true or not, the purple dragons can deal with their own problems. But they are really big supporters of the big 3 gods. Torm, Tyr, and Lathander. I guess technically Corlelion is also available as a temple, but not really. Cormyr is complicated. But the 3 of you have been contacted by one of the priests from the local temple of Torm. And, excuse me, in the city, capital city, what is the capital? Suzail, there we go. I was kind of trying to remember what the capital of Cormyr was. Of Suzail, and like all of these temples, it is perfectly spherical, like the Parthenon, and with a little couple branching chapels off the side, of which the adventurers encouraging outreach program is kind of off to the side in one of these side temples, as established because, the temples of Torm are really into regimented planning and design of their temples. They're not like, say, Shar, that wants to embrace things in, differing ways. They approach things in a very regimented fashion. So, if you look off to the, 2 o'clock position of this perfect sphere, there is a room about 15 by 20 with a large desk And seated behind it is a very tall for a human individual. And you can tell because the chair is at normal height, but the individual sitting at it is a bit taller than the height of the chair. Like the actual back of the chair is below their neck. So picture someone about Shaq's height. In a normal sized human chair. And he is very upright, very precise, very regimented. And I'm gonna say something, and because I'm a military brat, I can get away with it. It's like, ooh, look, that's a jarhead whose shiny hasn't been polished off yet. Is the overwhelming impression of you get. You don't really need to be told that this is a paladin who for some reason is taking over administrative work in the temple to know that this is a paladin who's taken over administrative work in the temple for some reason. But he has got like very, very short cropped hair in a what we would consider to be like a slightly mullet style, but is actually really designed to fit perfectly under the helmet of a great helm, right? And is just very nondescript other than his height and slightly broader shoulders. Brown hair, brown eyes, slightly tanned skin. Nothing really to make him distinctive, as he kind of is with a very perfectly, just a little bit small for his hand, but because, again, slightly oversized, but very regimented and precise stylus. He's making notes on a piece of parchment that's an eternal scroll kind of parchment that's going side to side. As he looks up, and what do we see? Who walks in first?
I can. You. How high is the ceiling again?
It's a good 2.5 stories. It's a standard size of a good temple.
Okay.
It's it's like a oversized.
And it's like
temple.
a 2.5 stories tall doors, I guess.
Yeah, right. Like they've got the big outer temple doors are a little bit even bigger because it's a huge, massive sanctified space, and Torm embraces all species that exist in Faerun. Whether or not other people do is not his problem, but he does, so he's accommodating. But the inner doors are like 20-25 feet tall, but not like the full size of the big doors at the outside.
Nice. So I guess you would hear the soft footsteps of my character, and as the big 25 feet tall doors open, it's a good 22 feet of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then a short, stocky owl in a moss-colored robe with a little shield, who just waddles in, wide-eyed, looking at everything. Sees the paladin sitting in the middle. Oh, hi! I'm Esso! You called for me?
Yes, Esso. And he kind of like takes the pen and marks your name off. There are 2 others joining us, I believe.
Hey, friends!
Oh. Okay.
I would like to go last, so by all means,
Okay.
go ahead.
Tammy Mullins, human, 5 foot on a good day. She comes in and she is got a backpack that seems to have like hand stitched embroidery. It almost looks like she like started stitching and then stopped and then started stitching out something else somewhere else, and it's like a lot of half finished. She's got just kind of well worn clothes. Looks just kind of dusty. And she kind of sidles in and she looks around, kind of assesses the place, and then immediately kind of shoves her hands in her pockets and is just like, hey y'all, I'm reporting for whatever this gig is.
Indeed. We have one more.
Yes, and counter to that more subdued entrance, there's a bit of a commotion outside as the doors are very dramatically flung back open as a tall, skinny human male with like a short cropped blonde hair strides into the room with a big flourish and announces, "My lords, ladies, and all in between, your problems are at an end. Introducing Reginald!" And a whole retinue enters at this point, the center of which is another human male, this one with kind of shoulder-length blonde hair, wearing what looks like very fancy armor, carrying himself with the air of somebody who knows what they're doing. And his retinue is accompanying him as a shorter, kind of scrawny, red-headed human, a bit of a more stocky, also red-headed human male, kind of short crop brown hair, and a small, kind of mousy, dark-haired woman who looks fit to be carrying blacksmithing tools. And there's on the shoulder of the armored individual is a small red rooster. And it is the armored individual who makes his way up to the paladin.
Reginald, you brought the entire retinue this time, I see.
Well, they have to come with me. Who else is going to tell my legend and carry my stuff?
You do recall that we only provide healing potions for the assigned individuals, not their surplus.
I take issue with the term surplus. They are quite key to requirements. However, don't worry, as per usual, I will be the only one engaging in anything actually dangerous. They are my squires. They will stand back at a nice safe distance and watch my majesty unfold.
Have we registered the rooster as a squire yet?
We probably should.
You always make me do more paperwork.
Oh, you love doing paperwork. Don't fuss.
There's a slight smirk on his face in acknowledgement, but the rest of it is very low-key. Well then.
Tammy leans up against like a statue and like stage whispers to the statue, "We got a fancy pants over here."
As the paladin then turns and says, "Well then, we have a small..." And like he swallows as if, "No, this is no longer officially the standard. We have an issue that must be dealt with. Your retinue might even prove important in this time, Reginald. It is an all hands on deck. Certain lawless individuals have absconded with an agent of the temple. They are holding for ransom. The king has objected to the mere marching of the entire corps of paladins into the King's Wood and removing the issue with prejudice. So we are forced to deal with it in a more restrained manner. You are, all of you, amongst the other current agents of the temple, are charged with rescuing our dear staff member. If you happen to find those particular bandits, feel free to eliminate them with prejudice.
It doesn't escape my notice that you have not yet told us who this staff member is or what they look like.
That would help.
I'm sorry, I did not hear you. And he kind of like leans forward just enough so he can look.
Is it because I'm short?
No, it's because you have a very quiet voice.
I'm trying not to beat my microphone again.
Which we appreciate. I don't know what's going on.
But real quick, how's my sound? Does it work?
No, it's a lot better, yeah. It was just...
Okay, yeah, I found out what the problem was. I'm gonna try to make it out as little as possible.
Yeah. So he... No, it's because I couldn't hear you. Brix is a dedicated member of the staff of this temple. He serves a very important purpose. Small,
Like
red.
what?
You do not need to know his exact duties. He's very distinctive.
We do still need to know what he looks like.
Yeah, if we're gonna
kind
heist a
of
person, we
important.
kind of need to know what we're heisting.
Small, red, imp-like, but not infernal or abyssal or demonic in any shape or form. Black hair, blue eyes. About 1/2 meter in size. A little bit less.
I see. Well, I suppose at least they'll be easy to carry back.
They should be.
If I might ask, how did the abduction take place? Where, when, how many, how long ago?
4 days. Someone, an insider, managed to apply a drugged incense to the morning rituals burners, knocking out the entire temple, except for 4 individuals who were restrained in the lower catacombs at the time. They can be ruled out as they were still restrained in the lower catacombs at the time afterwards.
You got a place you store this incense or anything we can go poking around in?
The sacristy is open to any who wish to make offerings to our Lord Torm. And he kind of gestures back into the temple itself. Again, it's a big circle, right? So it's kind of... There's the main altar, which is in the center, underneath a giant oculus that has a stained glass across it that allows the light to make interesting patterns. But there are 4 incense burners at the 4 corners of the altar underneath the oculus, and they just are kind of sitting there. Anyone who wishes to make offerings to Torm during the day can do so, and then light the incense burners. It's kind of like, you know, encouraging people to come into a place of worship.
I'd still like to go poke around at a couple of the burners and see if there's anything that's been fiddled with, or or even up at the offerings, if there's something there that doesn't really look right, like a normal offering, anything that stands out at all.
Yep. Feel free to do so. You can roll me an investigation. Ooh, 18. That's very nice. So it was 4 days ago. If there was any like leftover remnants of the whatever drug was put through the incense burner, it's long gone. They've obviously cleaned things since. But you can definitely see where it would be easy, particularly because they just kind of let whoever is here either light their own incense, or if they, whatever's in there, and no one, as you look around and you're like, even though they know that it's a security risk now, they haven't quite done anything procedurally to change, right? Like, it's still allowing people to walk up to them, to use them, to touch them. No one's stopping you from doing so. It's
Tammy just kind of like looks around and she goes, well, this is definitely a level 1 heist location. You don't want to be a level 1. Level 1 means it's easy. You should probably do something about your security measures around here. Somebody like me could walk in and just snatch whatever, sticks her hands really deep back in her pockets, if they were inclined to that sort of thing.
I shall make a note. Unfortunately, I am not in charge of security. That was not what I was given over for. And you can just see, like, that grimace in his face of, like, if I had my druthers, there wouldn't be these problems. But there are people who think that they will know what they're doing.
And she just nods warmly and she's like, I hear you. Some of us are just not appreciated for our real skill set. I really feel for you. They should really do something about that. Clearly, you are a man of many talents and abilities, and to have you just pushing paperwork seems like a waste of skill set. I tell you.
I've been told I'm not allowed to kill so many people on the floor of the temple anymore.
What a shame. That's how you get stuff done sometimes. Like making sure people don't get knocked out and taken. Small, red, possibly lizard-like person?
No, a little bit more squishy.
Squishy, got it.
Yes, my mind was going there too. It's the hair that threw me.
Threw me, yeah.
Yes. I do. You said Bricks was, I believe you said the individual's name. Do you know why they were the one? Bricks. Do you know why they were the one that was taken? It was only them that was absconded with no valuables, no other individuals, just Bricks?
Well, none of the valuables were taken, at least from the temple itself. A couple of the worshippers? We'll go with worshippers, because I'm sitting here going, the parishioner is not really the right term. Worshippers, some of the nobles lost their coin purses. One lost his shoes. One of the guards outside was relieved of their boots. But
it makes sense. I mean, as they say, you should walk a mile in another man's boots. Then you're a mile away and you have his boots.
Very true. Ransom note came yesterday. His Majesty has told us that we are not allowed to damage, or, as I thought would be appropriate, to fireball it from the air. Apparently, the king's wood would be unable to survive such a thing. Such a shame.
Important question, since this was your initial plan, and you are clearly a man who values the key details of any given strategy, if you believe that fireballing from the air would be the most expedient way to do this, can we infer from that Bricks is fireproof?
Yes.
Good to know. Excellent.
Bricks is fireproof. Nothing else is, and I don't really care what else happens to the bandits involved.
With prejudice, as you said.
No, I don't.
Understood.
I tend not to hold prejudices.
You are a better...
Can I kill them without prejudices?
As long as you kill them with pride. That the two methods of killing people: pride and prejudice. One is fine. Just pick one and go with it.
I thought the other one was zombies.
No zombies
But
eat
that
you.
just means you have to do twice as much work because those you have to kill them twice. It's very
Everything's so complicated here.
well. I
I'm
think
just
we
happy
have-
to be along for the ride.
Absolutely. In fact, I have the ride for you. Looking down, I have a spare
Yeah,
shoulder you'd
don't
like
you
to
look
purchase.
down at me.
He drops down like to get the squat, the kind of way you do when you're trying to talk to a child and get on their eye level.
Thank you.
He's like, I do have a spare shoulder if you would like to balance out. Have my familiar here. You're welcome to balance out if that would be easier for you to do the ride.
Yeah, I meant to tell you, you have a very, very nice looking cock there.
It is. It's a magical cock.
Wah! I'm kind of like Magical Owl. By the way, my name's Esso, the emotional support owl, but with an H, because I'm a hoot.
We are going to get along fabulously. So
Yep.
I don't believe I caught your name. Turns to
I'm Tammy Mullins. I'm been traveling around a lot, doing odd jobs, that kind of thing. I don't know that I've got pride or prejudice. I don't usually kill things. I just am not there when they would get angry in the first place.
sensible.
But, you know,
Well,
to each their
well-
own.
sensible. Well, I am Reginald. These are my retainers, Alan, Mark, Paul, and Laura. They will be accompanying us, but if they will hang back once things start to get a little dangerous, so don't worry. I think that if we know where the bandits' camp is,
Somewhere in the King's
believe we have
Wood.
everything
Feel
we need.
free to do as you wish.
Okay. I guess we just go wander out and see what we can find.
Yeah,
Between
that's now go ahead.
I presume if a ransom was sent, they gave some area to meet to exchange the ransom. I would assume.
About a mile in along the road and the river. I'm also assuming that's not where their encampment actually is. They don't seem to be entirely incompetent.
Did they have a drop off time? We could play an old switcheroo. They think they're going to ambush us. We go drop the thing off. We ambush them instead out of the forest like a warthog.
Ah,
Or no, that's fine.
sunset tomorrow, officially. Is the time given on the ransom.
Oh, this sounds like an excellent plan to me. I like where you're going with this. The switcheroo, as you said, in fact, we can put a little box with the ransom in it. We could hide my familiar in there. They're expecting money, and boom! No, cock in a box.
Sorry.
Can scratch the eyes out. I think this is an excellent plan, and I look forward to working with you both.
Yay, best friends.
If you say so, my little friend.
I'm not little.
I mean, I'm a little friend too.
I don't know. You're taller than me.
I meant that our friendship is little, right?
Oh,
Like we're still growing. We're not big friends yet. We're little friends.
oh, yeah, that works. I'm gonna sleep with an eye open then. I'm lying again. I'll close my eyes when I sleep.
That's a great trick. Anyway, so do we want to go find some place to do we want to pre-scout? We could go there, nope around, figure out where we want to, find a good bush to hide in, that sort of
I
thing.
think that is an excellent plan. Yes,
Set up
fully
your
support
cock
it.
box
Exactly.
while we hide in a bush. And she turns around and starts walking up the street.
Yes, we could,
And
we
then
could leave
gets out
we could
the
leave the
door.
box in. Yeah.
She gets out the door and then looks left and right, and she's like, "I don't know where I am. I don't know. You said some river in the woods. Can we get a cardinal direction?"
I can give you some basic directions for this. From as I pull up the map. Loading. From Suzail, you wish to travel northwest along the way of the dragon in towards Weymouth, then further towards the Stormhorns along the path of the towards the Plunge Pool and Espar.
Seems like quite the hike.
You can definitely have this map if it makes your life easier.
Is anybody else good with directions?
Not really. I think I got here by accident.
You and me both. I
But,
don't really do anything on purpose no more. All right. Well, if,
Well, I mean-
if there
I
ain't
was
nothing
gonna
else
say-
for us to look around at here, we should just, I guess, go.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yes. Let's be on our way.
It's a great sound effect.
I am here for all of it.
Pitter patter. That's the word I was looking for earlier.
There
The
you go.
pitter patter of his
Yes.
feet. Sorry, I'm like 20 minutes late.
Yes,
So
I guess
on
we'll
time for you.
make our way.
Make your way into the woods, as they say. By the way, I just need to know, is Reginald, which Prince Charming is Reginald? Does he take the verse 1 or verse 2 in Agony?
I'm trying to remember who actually played them. Let's go with verse 2.
Yeah, so it's the Cinderella's Prince Charming,
There you go.
who I believe is Chris Pine in the current film, I should say.
Mhm.
But you have a map.
That's where I was trying to make the connection. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Chris Pine.
That's
It's you have a map. Whoops, boop. Boop. These are okay. So, boop. I'm just adding you randomly to. You will see it in a second. Randomly to the map. You are in the southwest. Southwest corner. You should be able to control your characters, tokens, and I'm adding nameplates to make my name easier. And then you can choose where you wish to go. You do have the map, so you are able to roll with advantage for a survival to see if you can find your way through the woods.
I got some common sense. Wink, wink.
I mean, clearly you are our scout. This is an excellent use of your skills. But by all means, I have no complaints with you leading this.
Nice. I'm gonna make a survival check with advantage.
Yes, please.
I am not proficient in survival.
You're
11.
11. But you have a +4 and you're still got an 11. So,
I know.
you have a map, you can see where the river is, and you can kind of choose to follow the river. The woods are dense. Again, Cormyr was the country of that, was the wooded country. They've, since cut back a lot of those trees for heavy logging. Probably not their best idea. And the King's Wood is one of the last 3 big, heavy-duty, old growth forests. So the King's Forest is one of the old, heavy, old growth forests, and particularly the area along the road outside of, Weymouth and Espar towards the plunge pool is very heavily dense, very dense forest right along the foothills of the Stormhorns. And because of that, it is difficult to move. It would constitute difficult terrain because the trees are just so dense and thick. But you can make your way to follow the river as you hear the sounds of running water, various other birds in the trees, small woodland creatures. You might see a couple deer. You can definitely follow the path. It's just going to take you a little while.
Well, I'm good either way.
Yes, I think if we follow the path, either we won't get lost, or the bandits might decide we're a tasty target and ambush us, in which case our job just got a lot quicker.
Aye, that's right. Man, you look like someone who has money. So,
Yes, that is a very carefully curated appearance. We are, in fact, absolutely broke.
Oh, then.
He's gonna fetch, inside his pouch and just hand you 2 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Sharing is caring.
Reginald looks like a moment like he's resistant to take this, but the skinny redhead in his retinue happily just reaches out and takes them and pockets them.
Why, those weren't for you.
Oh, we're all we pool resources. They're with me.
Oh, wow, a real communist. Wow, you're the first one I've ever seen.
Communist or socialist? It is a very important distinction.
Oh no, I'm an owl.
That's fair. So, how would you like to move through the woods? Are you attempting to be stealthy through the woods?
I don't think stealthy is necessarily going to happen, but you two, my two friends, you both appear to be a little more on the subtle, stealthy side. So, I don't wish to assume your skill set there, Tanya, but you seem like one who is good at keeping to the shadows and picking your opportunities well. So perhaps if you wanted to follow us along, then Esso, if you want to also be our surveillance system, you could perhaps keep an eye from up in the trees.
Unless I'm naked.
He's gonna lift his robes and show that he has a scale mail underneath.
Oh. You're not sneaking around anywhere either.
Oh,
Okay.
Very well.
You're gonna the whole party's just gonna clink and clack except for me. All right. I'm happy to go on ahead, 40 or 50 feet and make sure that hopefully at minimum if we get ambushed we know what's going to happen.
Just so I know, from a GM standpoint, for your retainers,
Yes.
is because I know that you can have them perform help actions for you, correct?
Mhm.
But is there anything?
No, they cannot. They are able to perform mundane tasks. They do not fight. They will not follow me into dangerous situations. They are basically here for flavor.
Okay. No, it's entirely. I was
I
just
have
trying to.
yeah.
I was trying to remember if they could actually give you a help action for something like tracking or anything like that. Because I know.
In this situation, they're not going to.
Mhm.
I have a blacksmith, a poet, and 2 squires. They are not going to be helpful in this situation.
That's fair. Technically 3, because the
Where's
rooster's
the-
now a squire.
That's true.
Where's the ranger when you need one?
Not here. Sir, not appearing in this game.
Yes.
But yeah, I'll scout on ahead a little bit and try to stick off, probably actually stay 10 or 15 feet off the path, trying to see if there's anything up ahead that we need to keep an eye out for. And I
Cool.
will stealth along.
Could you roll me that stealth then, please?
That +6 just ain't doing a lot of work for me there.
Mm-mm. It is an answer, though. Thank you very much. Like I said, you guys should be able to control your tokens and move them around. So if you want to just move them where you want to go, that's easy.
I can't. Can I? Oh, I can't.
So as you make your way around, it is, like I said, heavily dense forest.
Am I
So-
still riding on Reginald's shoulder?
If you want to be, absolutely.
Okay.
It's probably worth clarifying to make sure that nobody has made any assumptions about how rich he is. There is no horse. He is on foot.
Mhm.
I realized with the setup that may have been an assumption people were making. Nope, there ain't no horse. This is all on foot. He's still happy to have you ride along, but
Like I said, it's dense terrain, so it will be half speed movement as you move through. It makes moving through the forest difficult. It's heavy. It's effort. Cormyr is kind of a very temperate climate, so it definitely benefits from a variety. It's not burning hot, but you can definitely, expending some energy, so you're starting to feel it a little bit more. Your muscles are warming up. Can I get...
I have a very important question at this
Yes.
point. So, is this a path that is overgrown, or is it just we are just forging through unforged
Virgin...
forest?
There's enough of a trail for like a game trail, but it is effectively
Mhm.
virgin forest because it hasn't been, the king.
Okay.
The king's wood. He isn't touching it. There's not allowing any hunting. He's not allowing any logging to occur in this wood, and because of that, yeah, it's not. Yes, there is a path on the map. I'm working with what I got when I make the map. Oh shit! Everybody froze.
Win?
Yes,
Okay, I
we've
thought
lost
that
the
was me
DM.
for a
We're
second.
in control now.
I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. So how much of that did you hear? I'm sorry about that, everybody.
We got. There's no path. It's virgin forest.
Yeah,
That
it's
is about what we got.
so the map has a path on it because I'm working with what I got, and I freely acknowledge that I was using things
Yeah.
in what I had. So, but yes, it is a dense wood, which is why it's going to be difficult terrain.
Mhm.
Can I get a perception check from everyone, please, and thank you?
Perception.
Hello, Kitty. We can hear you. You sound.
Oh,
No, it's
yeah,
fine.
I'm sorry.
That's the panthers that are in this wood stalking us.
There's large cats in Cormyr, and I'm trying to remember which ones they are.
I mean, IRL, he probably weighs the weight of a panther, so. No.
So, good to know. Like I said, mostly small game is what you're coming across. Rabbits, squirrels, a few deer you can kind of see across the... Okay.
I'm
Mm.
imagining.
We're back. We're back. What actually we're gonna do, because I think I can fix this, is we're gonna take the break a little
Yep.
bit early, and then I can
Time to reset
hopefully
the router.
reset the router and fix everything. So
Yeah,
if
no
you're
problem.
watching along at home, the stream may drop for like 5 seconds. Hang out and chat because we will be back. And we are at $790 of our $1,000 goal. So give us a couple minutes. We'll be back. I'm going to reset some things and see if I can fix this for the final push to get us there. All right, everybody? See you in a little bit.